All right. Okay. One more minute. Oh, right. Okay. Please, I could not see myself. Sure. Okay. So, first of all, congratulations to all the students and also the parents for this good achievement. It's a great achievement that you have cleared the round one. Okay. So, congratulations for that. Now, the second round is also equally exciting, fun, and if you prepare well, you can crack that also, right? Mm, So my first question to all of you is that did you fill the form where we have asked whether you'll be attending today's session or not, whether offline or online? Did you all fill the form? If you don't have access to the form, I can probably share the link here one more time. Um, did all of you fill it? Right. Okay. If anybody has not done, so please do so that we can keep track. Okay, cool. So I'm sure you had um, some engagements, some exams and etc. So you could not travel. But what I would like to know is how many of you will be able to join us for the physical classes. So we'll be releasing the schedule. The first day, we basically wanted everybody to kind of uh, come and have this briefing so that we can organize the next series of classes until the NID exam. So if you are able to come to the physical classes, can you please type in will attend physical classes? And if you're not able to come for physical classes, then it will be online. Okay. So the tentative schedule is like this. Oh, sorry, physical classes will be in Bangalore, right? Online classes, of course, we anybody can attend anywhere, but physical classes are on in Bangalore, Indiranagar studio, right? So Avni, you are from which city?
Sir, I am from Indore actually.
You're from Indore, so you definitely can attend the online sessions. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Um, Anybody else who is out of Bangalore in the
Sir, I live in Mysore, so depending on the dates, I may or may not be able to come.
okay, so you are from which city? And
Mysore,
you're from Mysore, is it? Falguni.
yeah.
Okay, okay. So let me just make note of it. Falguni. Falguni is Mysore. Then Avni is Indore. And Sai Kiran is Chennai. All right. So the classes that we are proposing is that alternative days we'll be having the sessions. Okay. And then we'll also be giving you a lot of exercises and assignments that you can do at home. And during the classwork, we will be reviewing them, followed by the other classwork. Okay. So until 20, I'll tell you the dates. So tentatively until 23rd, we'll be having alternate sessions. And from 23rd to 30th, we'll be having daily classes. Okay, except for Monday. All right. Yeah. Um, so that will be the class schedule. If you are able to come to Bangalore, that will be a great experience for you. It's only for 1 month. So please explore if you can. If not, we'll deliver it online too. Okay.
Sir, any facilities for accommodation?
There are certain PGs nearby where generally students stay. So if you are coming, then we can connect you to the respective PGs and then you can probably look into those facilities.
Okay, sir. I will decide it.
Yeah, so please decide. Okay. So in fact, we just started the the offline briefing, and they were doing other exercises, so I could come here and do the online briefing. Okay.
Excuse me, sir. Is
Yeah.
there any extra fee for this?
See, if you are joined for the 1 year or 2 year program, then if you're a DQ student, then there is no extra fee. If you are a non-DQ student and if you want to attend the classes, then there is a fee. So I can help you connect
No,
with the
sir. I am
respective.
from starting DQ student only.
Then there is no fee for you.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
It's all included. Okay. Yeah.
Excuse me, sir, I have a
Yes.
question.
Yes.
Will this be only like studio tests, so like material handling, or will they do other things like the
I will.
audio
Yeah.
testing,
I will
observation?
explain that. I'll explain what to
Yeah.
expect in the exam and how to prepare,
Okay.
and all of that I'll be briefing you. All right. Okay. So only 3 students, as I see as of now, outdoor. Yeah. Okay. Other students, I request you to definitely attend the physical classes because the experience is very different. You can also see all the students who are doing what they're doing, and peer learning will be very strong. Okay. Uh, yeah. All right. So regarding the exam, now uh, NID round 2, if we go with the usual pattern, I'll explain you what will happen in the usual pattern. And if they want to experiment, they could also experiment. So in our sessions, we'll be preparing you for both the regular expected one and also unexpected kind of experimental activities that we give you. Okay, so the objective is that when you go to that exam, whether you are encountered with a known type of a question or unknown type of a question, you will be confident to face it. Okay, so that is the objective of these classes. Okay, so the NID round 2 is going to happen on 3rd of May, exactly 1 month of time, 30 days of time we have. There's a plenty of time. Okay, the round 2 will be of 3 hours. So each hour dedicated to a kind of or type of question. The first type of question is the material handling. In the material handling, uh, you would get different categories of questions. Okay, so they may choose one category or multiple categories and give you. Okay, so one type of material handling is that which tests your observation skill, your memory skill, and your ability to replicate with the material that is given to you. So objective here will be how well you are able to replicate and recreate the object that they have asked you with the material that is given to you. Example is, let us say a withered rose. A withered rose. Now, how does it look like? A withered rose. And the material given will be, they have actually given in one of the past years clay as the material. So you have to use the clay and create a withered rose. So this is a type of material handling question where they are looking at the exact replication from your memory based on your observation, how well you are able to recreate. The second type of question will be something related to the abstract. They say that, okay, represent an abstract concept like sadness or enigma or fear or anxiety or happiness with the materials that are given to you. Okay, so it's an abstract concept that you will be creating using these materials. Okay, the third type of question is prototype making. Okay, so create a structure that supports a particular weight, given weight at a particular height. All right, or create a toy that moves, or create a toy that makes noise. Right, so these are the prototype kind of a questions. Okay, so there's the 3 different kinds. Now there are certain things that you have to keep in mind when you're answering these kind of questions, especially the material handling questions. So unlike the NIFT in NID, they give you limited number of materials and also limited variety of materials. The minimum could be one, like for example, creating the withered rose that's using clay is one material. They also asked you to, once they have given 3 small pots, right? I think it's filled with water, and you have to create a mechanism to lift the 3 pots at the same time. They have given wire, rubber bands, some sticks, and etc. etc. Right? So this is a practical one, right? So the number of materials could range from 1 to 3 to 5 maximum, not more than that. And also the material given is also limited. You cannot misutilize the material and ask for more. They will not be able to give more material. Okay. And the amount of time given to you is 1 hour for the material handling. Okay. So to do this material handling nicely, there are certain skills that you should develop. Okay, of course, if you were a DQ student, you must be doing a lot of material handling exercises every Sunday, right from manipulating the material, basics of materials, and then advanced and etc. etc. Okay. Certain things that are very much required when you are doing the material handling exercises is number one is the cutting of the material. So how you are cutting the material. Okay. We use specific tools, right, for cutting paper. For example, you don't use scissors to cut the paper. You use a metal scale and a knife to cut the paper, right? So cutting, depending on the material, you choose a different tool to cut the material. Cutting is number one. Number two is the structure. Okay, so what kind of a structure you are creating using the materials given to you. The example that I always give is the work of Santiago Calatrava. Okay, I'll share that screen and I'll show you what he does. Santiago Calatrava. Bridges. Okay, so basically you can also type his work. His work is very beautiful and structurally very, very meaningful as well. I hope you are able to see my screen. Yeah. So he's very famous in creating the bridges, especially. Okay. So each of the bridge that he creates not only does the function, but also looks beautiful. Okay. So look at this bridge, for example. Okay, this is too short. All right. So if you observe his work, there is no excess element that is there in the structure. Okay. In other words, if you remove one element, the structure will collapse. Okay. But every element he uses it in a very, very elegant, meaningful, beautiful manner. Okay. So this picture is still loading. So let it load. But you can also try in your own phones or computers, Santiago Calatrava, and you can see the beautiful bridges that he designs. Okay. So this is the structural beauty and integrity that I'm talking about whenever you are designing anything, creating any material handling work. All right. Minimalistic, every element should have meaning and it should be cleanly executed. Okay, so this is the bridge that he has created, and he does many, many such kind of a beautiful bridges, structurally very strong and also beautiful. All right. Okay. So, yeah, so I was talking about the cutting, the structure, and the third is the joinery. How you're joining 2 or more 3 elements together. Okay. Ideally, if you can avoid using glue, sellotape, etc., that will be really nice, because then you really look into creating and using the material itself as a binding material. You know, in fact, we have done one exercise here. So in the next class, we'll also do exercises for you. Okay, just using simple paper, without using glue, how you can join 2 papers together, how you can create a structure and all of that. Okay, so this is the first part of the material handling. If anybody has any questions so far in terms of whatever I have briefed, please feel free to ask and let me know. In terms of material handling, if you have any questions.
Sir,
Yeah.
one question is that next week there will be a lot of examinations from private colleges, and due to that, most of us won't be able to attend the offline classes. Like next week, we'll have to go to Ahmedabad for UID's second round. So would it be possible for the online link to be sent to those students as well?
So you will be able to sit in your hotel room and attend
Yeah.
and do the exercises. Okay, no problem. Sure. No problem. So anyway, we'll be having if it is offline, online session, we'll be doing it in the late evening, such that if you have any exams to attend and etc., you can attend them and you come back to your hotel room and attend these online classes as well. All right. So we will share the online class links with everyone. So whoever can, they can attend. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Okay. Any other questions related with material handling so far? If you don't have a question, I have a question for you. Okay. So can you please explain what do you mean by material manipulation? Can anybody explain the meaning of material manipulation? What do you mean by that?
So it's basically the ability to mold a material as you want, to shape it however you imagine it.
Okay. I would suggest
To utilize its ability in the best way.
Oh yeah. So the first answer, what he has, who said that? The first answer, who gave it?
Mahin.
Mahin. So what you're talking about is most of material styling. Okay, so you're styling the material, so it has to look in a particular manner. So what can I do to make it look like a particular manner? That is styling basically. Okay. The second answer given is the ability. Okay, utilize the ability of the material to create something. Okay, there is a third definition also. Let me see if anybody can guess it. Any guesses? Okay. So for example, paper has certain kind of an ability. Okay, if you're using that ability to create that is good. Okay, what will be great is to manipulate the material to give a new property to the material. Okay, for example, let us say paper. Okay, so thin sheet of paper which is very feeble. Okay, of course you can cut it, you can shape it. Okay, it doesn't have any strength. Okay, but if you can manipulate the paper to provide a new property to it, like for example, can you fold the paper in such a way that it can take weight? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So when you are manipulating, so that is called as the real structural manipulation. So you're manipulating the material to give a new property to the material, such that nobody expects that, oh, okay, this can be used in this manner. So that is the ultimate way of material manipulation. For example, origami, kirigami, they are all the paper styling, right? So you are styling the paper to create a new form and to make it look in a particular manner. Okay. For example, if you're folding the paper into bellows to give the strength to hold a phone or a little weight on it, you're adding a new layer of property onto the material. Understood? Okay. So this is what we do it in material handling, and that is what they also ask in material handling, the different kinds of questions given to you. The second one, the second test will also be for 1 hour, which is called as audio visual round. So let me brief you about this audio visual round. They are trying to test your sensory perception and your ability to relate stuff and create something meaningful out of it, relevant and meaningful out of it. For example, the visual senses, you see, you recognize, you memorize, and you draw something. Similarly, auditory, you hear, you recognize, and then you put that into action. Okay. Similarly, smell, you smell and you identify an object, right? Taste is another one. Okay. So if a cool drink is given to you and you sip it and you know what is it? Is it lemon juice, mango juice, like buttermilk? You know. So I've not seen so far anybody giving that the taste, testing the taste aspect so far in the NID exam. So probably they may try. The other is the touch, the feeling of touch. There are various ways they test these. Okay. And there could be a combination of different sensory testing as well. So I'll give you some examples. For example, for visuals, they may show you a video, a small movie clip, and they may ask you to recognize patterns. They may ask you to recognize what happened. They may ask you to keep the images given in a sequence which relate to the movie or the clip that is shown to you. Okay, so they may also show some static images that have some random lines. And they may ask you to replicate and redraw it without seeing. So they will expose that particular thing for 5 seconds, 6 seconds, or 10 seconds. And then in that time, you have to observe and memorize the drawing and then replicate it to the best of your ability in the given sheet. That is a visual. Auditory could be some clips, some sound clips of environment, like for example, raindrops, or maybe an open tap, or maybe a waterfall, all right, or a person walking on dried leaves, okay, or maybe a dog walking on dry leaves, right, or maybe a politician speaking. Okay, so it could be from any sound related, but basically they are giving it to help you recognize, memorize, and write it down. That is related to the auditory. Okay, something related with the touch is that they keep some objects in a black bag, and then they'll ask you to put your hand inside, touch, feel the details and the proportion and object, and then redraw, resketch that object on a piece of paper. Right, so it could be something similar to these exercises. So this will be for 1 hour. Okay, so as an extension, so let us say you have identified, let's say they played 5 sounds, and you identify the sounds and you have written down. They may also ask you to create a story out of it and illustrate. That could also happen. All right. So this is the audiovisual round. So anybody has any questions related with the audiovisual round so far? No questions? Oh, so Mahina is asking, will all the materials be provided at the examination? Yes, they will give you like a pouch or a kit per student. So you have to use only those materials. Certain things they will ask you to bring, like maybe scissors, scale, cutter, glue. Those things they will
Excuse me,
ask you
sir.
to bring.
So,
Yes.
sir, how to practice this efficiently? Audio visual.
I will explain you. So first is understanding the question, the exam. Then I will tell you how we can do what we can do. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so there is Ditya also from Chennai. Okay, if you are from a different city, please let me know your names. And most importantly, you should be filling the form so that we can know your rank also and how you can attend. Okay. So I've just listed the names. Oh, okay, hold on. Okay, if there is anybody outside of Avni indoor, yeah, Avni have mentioned, yes. Okay, shall we move on to the third exam, the third 1 hour test? Okay, so the third test will be related with sketching, your memory, recollection, visualization, your ability to reproduce them on a paper. Okay, so all this will be tested through this memory drawing. It will be sometimes called as doodling test or maybe theme sketching or something like that. Some examples of this particular test, the question examples are, imagine you are in a vegetable market and you're negotiating with the vendor, vegetable vendor. So draw what you see. Or let us say you're traveling in a bus. The bus is traveling through a village. You're at the window seat. You see outside, there's a village there and a village fair happening. Draw what you see. Okay. So now this is a question where they'll be filtering out all the people who are not good in the sketching, especially the human figure drawing. So it's very important at this point that you have to be really, really good in making the human figures. Okay, so we will also be having special classes dedicated on the human figure and animal figure drawing so that you can practice and you can improvise your skill. Okay, so this is what happens in the third question, which is the memory drawing or the theme sketch. Okay, any questions for this particular type of category of questions? Okay, if you have any doubts, please do ask. So then I'll go into how to prepare. Yeah.
So
Yes.
for sketching, will we get like only one question or will it be like 2 or 3 sketching questions?
Mostly one, but be prepared to answer more questions. Okay.
Okay.
So apart from preparing for the known type of exam, okay, so what is expected, we'll also make you prepare for what is not expected, but which has asked in the previous years, pre-pandemic and etc. Okay. So what is that they may probably also ask is your speaking skills, your presentation skills, okay, your ability to think on the spot and develop a storytelling, or etc. etc. Okay, so we'll also have some sessions to help you prepare on that. 90% it will be MH, audiovisual round, sketching. Maybe 10% if they want to experiment, they want to change format, you'll be prepared for that too. Okay. All right. Okay. So now how to prepare? So as you would have been hearing me repeating certain words like observation skill. Okay, your observation through various senses of your surroundings and your ability to redraw those observations into small doodles. Okay, and of course your creative thinking and etc. etc. All these are very much important, but we will start off with extensive practice of observation to begin with. This is something that you can do at your homes. Of course, we'll be having classes online too, so you can attend them. But apart from that, I would want you to do some observational drawings. So the best way to start your observational drawings is drawing small doodles, at least 100 doodles a day. Not more than 1-2 minutes per doodle. So when you're doing this doodle, so you are, let's say you are sitting in kitchen and you're looking at some objects. So take one object, draw it, one view, second view, third view, very quick drawings, and understand the materials, understand how certain things are combined together, joined together, how things function. Okay, so what is the process of making it, everything, because they all add up to the details that you will have to show when you're sketching them. Okay. When you are, let us say again, you're in the kitchen and your mom is cooking. So what are the various sounds that you can hear? Okay, let us say somebody is making dosa. So what kind of a sound, sizzling sound, the dosa making will you can hear. So somebody is making a batter. Okay, so what kind of sounds you will hear? Okay, so somebody is basically cooling off milk or chai from one cup to other cup. So what kind of sound do you hear? Okay, so washing machine sounds, all these sounds around you, you have to become sensitive and be observant for all of those. Okay, so go to different environments, and I would want you to record the sounds through your mobile phone. Record them. There is a reason why I'm asking. Okay, first is you're observing, and second thing is that we'll be having a group exercise where you will be sharing your recorded sounds with others, and others will have to guess. And when others are sharing, you will have to guess. So that will become a fantastic practice, a collaborative practice. Of course, we also have certain sounds that we'll also play, and we'll try to practice that with you. Okay, but start recording sounds of your environments. Let us say you're going from bus from point A to point B. What are the various kinds of sounds that you hear? If you're traveling in an auto, what sounds do you hear? Okay, you're walking on a street in the mornings, in the afternoons, in the night, what sounds do you hear? All that has to be kind of recorded. And so you're creating your own database of sounds, basically. Okay. You can also watch some short video clips on YouTube and try to remember and rethink what you have seen and probably sketch them in sequences. When you're sketching them, again, you can give attention to the sound that is played at a particular point in the scene. Okay. So, so one is seeing and drawing of various things that are happening around you. Second thing is capturing all the elements, the sounds in your environments, navigate from one environment to another environment, see how the sounds keep changing, document them. Okay. And then the materials. So there are certain basic materials they will be giving. They will not go beyond these materials, especially for NID. The basic materials are like, okay, paper, newspaper, straws, sticks, thread, rubber bands, cardboard, maybe bottles and bottle caps, thermocol, cloth, right, or fabric. These are the fundamental materials. So I would want you to take one material and explore it thoroughly. So how do you cut it? How do you join them? How do you manipulate the shapes to create something very contrary to its natural property, right? So this kind of a material manipulation techniques you have to explore for all the basic elements. Okay. And for the observation, you can also do this at your home. Ask your mom or dad or your sibling to keep some objects, not sharp objects, something which doesn't hurt you. So keep them in a black bag and put your hand inside, and then touch them, feel them, and then observe the details of the objects through your movements of hands, touch, and then sketch the detailed object as per your understanding on a paper, and then cross check with the object later on. Okay, so did you capture all the elements or not? All right. And then extensive sketching of human figures. So if you do these aspects thoroughly, okay, so it'll all these aspects that you do beyond the classroom will complement and help you to do the exercise that we are doing in the classroom thoroughly. Okay, yeah. So think I have Sean too in the call. Yeah, Sean, would you like to add some pointers here?
Yes, I would like to add. Just give me a minute. Hold on.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, meanwhile, if anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask.
So, will there be questions that they ask us to make comic strips?
Oh, yeah, can be there. So basically, the audiovisual round, once you identify the sounds, they may ask you to create some like a 2-frame or 3-frame comic strips or something like that.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Let's say in the sound round you get one question wrong. Would it affect my marks for like the comic strip or something?
Yeah, it will have an effect. It will have an effect.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
So yes, to just summarize, what Umesh said. I mean, you could be asked sketching. You could be asked like doodles. You could be asked some observation things on the table. You need to look at it, memorize it, and do something. It could be obviously or some audiovisual rounds. Various things for that. But the most important thing is what I would say is. Your mind should be open and you can expect the unexpected. Now, what does that mean? That means that, maybe there's something absolutely new that they're given and that you've not really practiced in the past. You have never come across this exercise. Don't let it throw you off track. Okay. So your mind should be open for even something absolutely something out of the blue. I mean, chances are lesser that would be happen, but be open to that. We also will be doing some additional exercises like, we'll be asking you to talk, giving you some instruments, possibly, okay, so, maybe you'll see something like this and you just have to talk for, say, 60 seconds, you got to talk, okay, what is this? Or some kind of, you can see that any kind of object. Okay, what is this object? And you need to talk about it. But these are all mental exercises that we do to help you to think fast, think creative. It's like some of those jam exercises that you've done, those jam kind of competitions where you just have to say something, you've got to say something fast. These are different exercises that we will practice. Okay. And as we go across this thing. So 2 things y'all can do on a regular basis is continue your sketch practice, keep practicing your sketches, and also your materials, handling materials. Go back to the fundamentals, how to make your paper, your cardboard, thermocol, thread, ice cream sticks, how you stick them together, how do you do that is something that you can practice extensively at home, making things faster, making things neater. Okay, so don't forget to do all that. Yeah. That's it, Umesh, for now.
Yeah.
Let you
Okay,
know
cool.
more as we go along.
Yeah. So guys, what you can do to start off with is of course, if you have exams, you focus on the exams and finish those. But set aside certain time every day and do these 100 sketches a day, and also start capturing the various sounds that you hear in your various environments. See, some of you are traveling from one location to other location for various exams, so you'll be using different modes of navigation. Okay, so kindly try to capture those sounds, various sounds, and yeah, I mean we can have a session where we share our various sounds that we have collected, and then kind of uh, have a quiz or something like that. Okay, that's number one. And number two is when you are doing your doodling work, when you're seeing and drawing, please ensure that you're getting the scale, proportion, and the little important details of the object correctly. That is more important. All right. So the scale and proportion, not just drawing something for the sake of drawing, but you got to be observing, okay, what is the angle of the slope of this object, the surface, and um, how the details are created, like, okay, how two materials are joined together. Okay, so all these are the various things that you keep in mind when you're sketching these objects. So that comes under the observational drawing exercises. All right. And meanwhile, we'll be sharing a schedule for you, as I said, alternative days until the 23rd, and after 23rd, we'll be having daily sessions. Okay, and we'll be covering different kinds of exercises along with mock tests in between as well for your extensive practice. All right. Okay, cool. So if you have not filled the form, please do fill the form. So the same message where you got the link for the Zoom link for the session has that form also. Please do fill it. And all the students who are from Bangalore, we highly recommend you to join the physical classes here. And those who are outside, try to see for a few days if you can come here, because that will be a different experience for you as well. All right. Cool. So any questions, please do ask. If not, in 1 minute, we'll close the meeting for today.
So,
Yes, Mahi.
for these private colleges,
Hmm.
there's going to be some portfolio submissions, right?
Yeah.
Is there any way I can contact someone
Of
to
course.
get advice on the portfolios?
Yes. So
Okay.
I think currently in the evenings we are having these for UID and MIT and other private schools. The round 2 is happening.
Yeah.
Okay, I think Kritika is taking those classes. So
Okay.
you just join the classes and take feedback from Kritika, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
So Kritika is from NID. So she's quite cool in mentoring and guiding, giving insights and etc. Please utilize that facility.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions?
So, how different is preparing for round 2 for private versus NID and I?
So I would say that see, in terms of the activity, may be similar, but in terms of your intellectual input, what you do, how creative you do, those have to be more focused on, right? See, for the private design schools, because how do I say, the parameters of evaluation could be different. Okay, whereas in an ID, the parameters of evaluation will be very, very interesting and significant. Okay. Yeah, so when we are preparing you for the NID, the classes, we will try to push your limits, right, in terms of your thinking, in terms of your execution and etc. So that way the classes will be a bit more intense compared to the private design schools.
Okay, so if we prepare for NID itself, that would be good practice.
Oh yes, of course, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Any other? All right. Okay, cool. So hoping to meet you all in the next session. So please follow us, the WhatsApp messages, whatever you're sending, and you will get the further instructions in that. Okay. So with that, thank you all, and I'll be ending the session for now.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.